In this American English pronunciation video, we're going to take a look at the question, is the flap T really a D sound? It's not unusual for people to ask me why I say the flap T is a D sound. They will say it's not the same as a D sound in, for example, day. My answer to them, you're right. But the flap T, or T between vowels, is the same as a D between vowels. So basically what I'm saying is that a D between vowels is not the same sound as a D in other cases, though they both use the same IPA symbol. Let's take a look at an example word, dad. For that beginning D, there is a stop, d, d. D is a stop consonant, so I let air build up a little bit in my throat, d, d, and then release it. It's the same with the D at the end of a word, though a little more subtle, d, d, dad, d, d. But you can still hear dad, d, d. There is a stop. Well, let's take a slightly different word, daddy. Now we have a D sound between two vowels, daddy, daddy. I'm going to stretch out the vowel sounds before and after to make that D more noticeable. Daddy. Did you hear a stop? There wasn't one. Daddy. Between vowels, or after an R and before a vowel, it's a different sound because there isn't a stop. If I pronounced both D's with a stop, it would sound like this, dad-D, dad-D. But it doesn't. It sounds like daddy. No stop in the airflow. This is true of the flap T as well. As I said before, if you look up the word daddy in a dictionary, both of the D sounds, though different, will have the same symbol. This is why I've chosen to say that the flap T is just like the D sound. It is like one kind of D sound, the D between vowels. So matter equals matter, pronounced the same way. When we pronounce a T or D this way, it smooths out speech. It takes out a stop, which is why you'll hear so many Americans flap their T's. We love to smooth out the line. So this is a long explanation about why I use the D symbol for flap T. The most important thing to take from this video, though, is that both the T and D between vowels, or after an R and before a vowel, don't have a stop component. They do not interrupt the flow of the line, they smooth out the speech. One last comment. Sometimes, regarding the flap T, I'll get a comment from a student, that sounds like an R sound to me. Is it an R sound? Well, depending on your native language, yes it is. The alveolar flap is in many languages, usually represented by the letter R. For example, Arabic, Japanese, Korean, Portuguese, Spanish, Turkish, to name a few. So you may ask, why don't I use that IPA symbol? Two reasons. You won't see that symbol in a dictionary of American English, and I'm not fluent enough in any of those languages to say, yes, definitely, I know it is absolutely the exact same movement of the tongue, touching exactly the same spot at the roof of the mouth. So whether it is exactly the same sound or just very close, it may be very useful for you to think of the flap T or D between vowels as the R sound from your native language. But just keep in mind that it is not at all related to the R sound in American English, where you can hold out that sound and the front part of the tongue must not touch the roof of the mouth. That's it, and thanks so much for using Rachel's English. Don't stop there. Keep going with my American English in Real Life playlist, my Reduction and Linking playlist, or any of the playlists on my channel. And don't forget to visit rachelsenglish.com where there's lots more to work with.